And the waters prevailed exceedingly on the earth, and all the high hills under the whole heavens were covered. The waters prevailed 15 cubits upward, and the mountains were covered. Genesis chapter 7, verses 19 through 20, exegesis. The text describes the total dominion of the flood, showing that no height of man's creation, no mountain of human pride could stand against the judgment of God. The waters prevailed exceedingly. This was not a local deluge, but a global judgment engulfing the entire earth. This aligns with the geological and archaeological record revealing marine fossils and oceanic remains atop the highest mountains of the world in the Himalayas, the Andes, and even Mount Everest. Scientists have discovered fossilized sea life, such as ammonites, trilobites, and clams embedded in rocks thousands of feet above sea level. This confirms that those regions were once under the sea, precisely as Genesis describes, when all the high hills under the whole heavens were covered. So while secular science explains this as the result of tectonic uplift, the pattern of rapid, widespread sedimentation, the existence of fossil graveyards and polystrate fossils, which are trees extending through multiple rock layers, all point toward catastrophic global flooding, not gradual formation over millions of years, which is scientific evolution in the primordial flood. It all points to catastrophic global flooding. So the evidence points to life that was made in an instant, and then throughout a period of time, catastrophic global flooding, as opposed to gradual formation over millions of years. The evidence is quite the contrary. Furthermore, the discovery of marine fossils deep within continental interiors, far from any ocean, and delicate soft-bodied fossils, such as jellyfish and fish mid-swallow, shows evidence of sudden burial by fast-moving sediment, consistent with a rapid, world-engulfing event. Just like the flood. The flood happened. Remember, after those 7 days, when Yahweh told Noah to enter the ark, the flood happened on the seventh day. So it wasn't something that gradually happened over millions of years. These findings stand in direct contrast to evolutionary theories of natural selection and the primordial soup hypothesis, which still cannot even be explained today. The primordial soup claims life arose slowly from chemical evolution. So the electricity hit the pool, and then from the electricity hitting the pool, you got a little tadpole. The tadpole develops little fins and starts flapping around, develops into a fish. The fish develops into a frog. The frog comes out the water and then develops into some type of fox, and the fox develops into a dog, and then the dog develops into a wolf, and then the wolf into a monkey, and then, okay, I'm just going to stop there. So the primordial soup claims that life arose slowly from chemical evolution, yet no experiment has successfully produced living self-replicating organisms from non-living matter. The fossil record, instead of showing gradual development, reveals fully formed, complex life appearing abruptly, like we have in the Genesis account, followed by mass extinction, which we also have in the Genesis account with the flood, evidence of a global catastrophe, not gradual evolution. So the evidence lies with the flood. The evidence doesn't even lie with evolution. The flood narrative therefore stands as both historical and theological, not theoretical. The flood narrative stands as historical and theological. Credible. It's valid. It reminds us that when humanity's corruption reached its fullness, God's justice prevailed, but so did his mercy. Though through the ark, a symbol of salvation in Christ. In the end time, as Jesus himself declared, but as the days of Noah were, so also will the coming of the Son of Man be. Just as the flood covered the earth in Noah's day, a spiritual flood of deception and indoctrination and judgment is soon to come. Yet those who have entered the ark of Christ, the refuge of obedience and faith, will be safely lifted above the waters of destruction, as Noah and his family were lifted up from the waters of the flood. Message of hope. Though the world once drowned in judgment, the ark floated, a vessel of divine grace amidst chaos. The same God who preserved Noah still preserves his faithful today. Psalms chapter 29, verses 10 through 11 elaborates on this. The Lord sat enthroned at the flood, and the Lord sits as king forever. The Lord will give strength to his people. The Lord will bless his people with peace. The God who reigned over the waters then still reigns now. Those who enter his covenant ark, Yeshua the Messiah, Jesus the Christ himself, will rise above every storm, carried safely by his hand until the final judgment has passed. Genesis chapter 7, verses 19 through 20, exegesis.